The 80s and 90s were packed with legends everyone knows. Names like Van Damme, Jackie Chan, Seagal, Stallone, Schwarzenegger, and of course, Chuck Norris. They dominated movie theaters and movie marathons. But behind the fame and magazine covers was another group of actors whose talent was real, whose skills were undeniable, yet they never reached the same heights. These are 25 action stars from the 80s and 90s that Hollywood overlooked. Taimak entered action cinema with The Last Dragon, a film that gave him a leading role before he had an established career. His martial arts background allowed him to perform the physical demands of the character without relying on doubles, and the film's distinct style made his performance easy for audiences to remember. But while other actors from the same era moved straight into sequels and new action vehicles, Taimak was never given that opportunity. As a result, his position in action cinema comes from a single film rather than a developing catalogue. He proved he could carry a martial arts role on screen, yet he never gained the same opportunities that allowed others to grow into recognisable action stars. At number 24 is David Bradley, the definition of an action star who arrived just as the genre began to change. When Michael Dudikoff stepped away from the American Ninja franchise, Bradley was handed the keys to one of the most recognizable martial arts brands of the late 80s. Unlike Dudikoff, he was a real martial artist. But despite this, he never escaped his shadow and never got the recognition he deserved. He starred in a couple of B movies. The best one for me was American Samurai, but other than that, he never hit the mainstream, and then he just disappeared. He remains an underrated action star who, if given better opportunities, could have become a big star. At number 23 is Olivier Gruner, a former French Marine turned action star. He stepped into the spotlight with the 1989 film Angel Town. Though the film itself didn't become a huge success, Gruner's screen presence and martial arts skills really stood out. He continued starring in various B movies like Savat and the Circuit franchise. Later in his career, he moved behind the camera as well, directing, producing, and writing. He remains a rare breed, a martial arts star unafraid to reinvent himself on and off the screen, but he never got a big break. Next is Michael Dudikoff. Originally a model and actor with no martial arts background, he entered the action genre when he landed the lead role in American Ninja. Despite the success of the franchise, Dudikoff never fully crossed into mainstream Hollywood, though he remained a presence for a while with action films like Avenging Force and Platoon Leader. For us fans of 80s and 90s martial arts cinema, he is proof that sometimes the most enduring heroes are the ones that never asked to be heroes at all. At number 21 is Steve James, an actor, stunt performer, and martial artist. Born in New York in 1952, he started out doing stunts and small roles. In 1985, he landed a key role in American Ninja alongside Michael Dudikoff. He reprised that role in the sequels American Ninja 2 and 3. James could have got his big break back in the mid-90s in the Mortal Kombat movie, but tragically he passed away at just 41 in 1993 after a battle with pancreatic cancer. At number 20 is Keith Vitali, a world karate champion long before he flirted with cinema. Though he never became a megastar, Vitali appeared in a few movies like the classic Wheels on Meals alongside Jackie Chan, Revenge of the Ninja with Sho Kosugi, No Retreat No Surrender 3 with Loren Avedon, and a couple more. His work remains a reminder that genuine martial arts credibility can elevate a movie beyond flashy choreography, which is why he remains a quietly respected, underappreciated name among fans. Next is Brian Bosworth. He came into action cinema from a completely different world, American football, and that background made him physically convincing on screen. His breakout role in Stone Cold introduced him as Joe Huff, a rogue cop infiltrating a violent biker gang. Bosworth didn't play action, he embodied it. With his size, athleticism, and raw attitude, he made every scene feel like a brawl waiting to happen. Stone Cold should have launched him into the same league as other 90s action names, but the mix of studio politics and bad luck stalled his rise. He may not have become a franchise star, but those who saw Stone Cold never forgot him, and that alone earns him a place on this list. Coming in at number 18 is Keith Cook. He's mainly known for the 90s film adaptations of Mortal Kombat, where he took on the role of Reptile in the first one and Sub-Zero in the sequel. He also delivered amazing fight scenes in both China O'Brien films, and his portrayal of Prang in The King of the Kickboxers remains one of his most impressive roles. For us martial arts fans, Cook stands as proof that the most interesting performers aren't always the ones at the top of the poster. Sadly, he never fulfilled his movie potential, and he was never really given the opportunity to shine on his own. At number 17 is Loren Avedon, who carved out a niche for himself by blending professional martial arts skill with on-screen charisma. He made a name for himself through roles such as The King of the Kickboxers, No Retreat, No Surrender 2 and 3, using real fighting ability to give those movies a sense of authenticity many B-movies lacked. Avedon holds belts in Taekwondo and Hapkido, training under masters Phillip and Simon Rhee, making him not just a movie figure but a legitimate martial arts master. As a producer and co-writer, he showed a commitment to martial arts cinema beyond just starring roles. For fans who appreciate skill, discipline and authenticity, Avedon remains a quiet legend, a guy whose presence symbolized the soul of 90s action B-movies. Next is Billy Blanks, a karate champion who didn't dominate the box office like some of his peers, but he carved out a place in action history through sheer innovation. His work in films like Showdown, King of the Kickboxers, and TC 2000 showed he could hold his own in the action genre. However, his legacy goes far beyond cinema. He became a household name through Taibo, a martial arts-inspired fitness phenomenon that took over in the early 90s. Most martial arts stars influenced fans of the genre, but Blanks changed how everyday people exercised. Though his film career never broke into the Hollywood elite, his impact on pop culture is undeniable, making him one of the most influential yet underrated figures of action entertainment. At number 15 is Matthias Hues, the kind of actor who proves villains matter just as much as heroes. Usually, villains are often overlooked in action films, but they're crucial to making the hero look good, and Hues took this role to heart. His towering frame and chilling intensity made him the perfect on-screen adversary, creating memorable moments in every film he appeared. Through the 90s, he became one of the go-to bad guys in the genre, appearing in titles such as Coming Peace, TC 2000, Mission of Justice, Bounty Tracker, and many more. While he never headlined a blockbuster, his consistent scene-stealing performances left an imprint on martial arts cinema. The golden age of ninja films may have faded, but Sho Kosugi remains at its heart. His breakthrough came with Enter the Ninja, which put ninja films into the mainstream of Western action cinema. He followed that up with a string of influential ninja films like Revenge of the Ninja and Ninja 3: The Domination, crafting a subgenre that merged Eastern martial arts mystique with Western action storytelling. He proved that martial arts cinema could be serious, stylish, and dangerous, not just a stunt-driven spectacle. Kosugi remains an underrated cornerstone, simple, skilled, and timeless. At number 13 is Richard Norton, who was one of the most quietly influential figures in martial arts cinema. A performer whose skill and screen presence elevated every project he touched. his film career began gaining traction in the early 80s, including appearances opposite Chuck Norris in The Octagon. Norton went on to become a fixture in international action cinema, working across Hollywood and Asia with legends like Jackie Chan, Sammo Hung, and Cynthia Rothrock. Sadly, Richard passed away in 2024, leaving behind a career that influenced generations of action fans. Next is Bolo Yeung, who didn't become a martial arts villain icon by accident. He earned it, beginning martial arts training at a young age and then a bodybuilding career that made him Mr. Hong Kong. He combined size, strength, and skill. His career took off when he met Bruce Lee on the set of a commercial. Lee brought him into the legendary film Enter the Dragon, and the rest is history. That exposure led to a string of villain roles, including the ruthless Chong Li in Bloodsport, which cemented his status as one of the most menacing antagonists martial arts cinema has ever seen. Even decades later, his bad guy persona still looms large over the genre, a testament to why Bolo remains a pillar of classic martial arts villainy. At number 11 is Don the Dragon Wilson. An 11-time world kickboxing champion, Wilson entered the film industry with real combat credentials few could match. His breakthrough came with Blood Fist, a direct-to-video hit that launched him into a string of sequels and martial arts movies that became staples of the home rental era. Wilson didn't headline Hollywood blockbusters, but amongst action and kickboxing fans, his name carries weight, and his legacy speaks for himself. His career is proof that mainstream fame doesn't always reflect true talent. Next is Ernie Reyes Jr., who didn't just appear in martial arts films, he grew up in them. A genuine martial arts prodigy, Reyes trained under his father, Ernie Reyes Sr., and was performing live demonstrations before most kids learned how to ride a bike. His breakthrough came in the cult favorite The Last Dragon, and his talent only grew from there. In the 90s, he became a fan favorite as Kino in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles sequel, after already being one of the suit performers in the first movie. Despite never being pushed as a top-tier Hollywood star, he earned something more enduring: legitimacy. For action fans who grew up in the 80s and 90s, he remains one of the most unforgettable talents of the era. Jeff Wincott carved a surprising path in action cinema that blends street-level toughness with martial arts. Originally from Canada, Wincott is an actor and a legit martial artist. He's mostly known for films like Martial Law 2 and Mission of Justice, and he became a fan favorite thanks to his gritty intensity and was billed as the next Van Damme. But that never came to fruition. Wincott never hit A-list fame, but amongst martial arts film fans, he's respected and a reminder that sincerity and toughness can carry a movie almost as much as technique or flash. At number 8 is Mark Dacascos. Few actors combine class, charisma, and real fighting ability better than Mark Dacascos. His breakout came with the 1993 film Only the Strong, where he played Lewis, a capoeira master teaching troubled teens. He followed this with movies like American Samurai, Crying Freeman, Drive, and many years later, he was in John Wick 3 and a few other movies. Over the years, he's also expanded beyond film. He became familiar to TV audiences as the chairman on The Iron Chef America, proving he could cross genres without losing his edge. But for us action movie fans, his best work remains his martial arts performances. Fluid, powerful, and versatile. He remains a martial arts star with undeniable talent that Hollywood just ignored. At number 7 is Chuck Jeffries, a kind of action performer whose ability was obvious the moment he appeared on screen, but his career never turned that visibility into star status. While other action stars pushed into sequels and branded projects, Jeffries was never given the chance to build a run of films around his name, leaving him as someone audiences noticed in supporting roles instead of someone the industry positioned as a long-term action figure. Jeffries represents the type of performer who clearly had the tools to go further, but whose career never matched the potential his appearances suggested. Lorenzo Lamas is one of those action stars who never quite received the full credit he deserved. While many actors found a single iconic role and stayed in its shadow, Lamas managed to reinvent himself more than once, and each time with surprising success. He first grabbed attention as Lance Kamsen on the hit series Falcon Crest, becoming a recognizable television presence long before stepping into the action world. His real transformation happened when he moved into action, starring as Reno Reigns in the cult TV series Renegade. Unlike many actors who pretend to fight, Lamas came armed with genuine martial arts credentials, holding a black belt in Taekwondo and Hapkido. Even though he never broke into blockbuster territory and made quite a few B-movies, he created his own corner of the genre, somewhere between TV vigilante and direct-to-video martial arts hero. At number 5 is Gary Daniels. The action genre often spotlights the same few stars, but every now and then someone emerges who deserves far more recognition. Gary Daniels is one of those names. A skilled martial artist with real fighting experience. When he came onto the scene, it was immediately clear he wasn't just another actor throwing stage fighting punches. He knew exactly what he was doing. Over his career, he's also contributed behind the scenes as a fight coordinator, shaping the action in ways audiences felt without always noticing. He even had supporting roles in major productions like The Expendables, holding his own alongside icons of the genre. But despite these skills, the physique, and a resume packed with fan-favorite roles, mainstream Hollywood has continued to elude him. At number 4 is Daniel Bernhardt, a Swiss actor, martial artist, former model, and stunt performer. He has built a career that blends real combat skills with screen-tested charisma. His first break came when he took over the mantle in Bloodsport 2 and starred in the following sequels. He went on to appear in mainstream action hits like The Matrix Reloaded, stepping into the blockbuster world while bringing real fight choreography chops along with him. He also shared time with heavyweights like Chuck Norris in the movie The Cutter. Despite a career spanning decades and a filmography that moves between cult classics, low-budget action films, and blockbuster fare, Daniel Bernhardt has never become a household name. At number 3 is Jeff Speakman. In an era filled with high-kicking heroes, Speakman introduced something fresh: American Kempo karate. His breakout role came in The Perfect Weapon, yet despite this, Hollywood never fully capitalized on his unique abilities. So Speakman remains proof that talent alone doesn't guarantee fame, but for fans who saw The Perfect Weapon and a couple of his other movies, he wasn't just a name, he was a revelation. At number 2 is Cynthia Rothrock. Her martial arts training began at 13, and she rose through the ranks to become one of the few women in the 1980s confident and trained enough to headline action films. Her debut in the Hong Kong film Yes Madam alongside Michelle Yeoh proved right away that she was more than capable, and she followed that up with titles like Millionaire's Express, Righting Wrongs, and No Retreat, No Surrender 2. In the 90s, she moved into Western-style martial arts films and direct-to-video action flicks. She co-starred with the likes of Richard Norton in films like China O'Brien and its sequel, and continued with titles like Martial Law and Tiger Claws. She remains a trailblazer. After decades, she still continues to make movies, even if Hollywood never gave her a star-making role.
26-year-old Tommy Lee bring the American team back from a 7-point deficit.
At number 1 is Phillip Rhee, who stands as one of the most sincere figures in martial arts cinema. Holding black belts in both Taekwondo and Hapkido, his authenticity set him apart from many of his contemporaries. His defining moment came with Best of the Best, a film he co-wrote, co-produced, and starred in as Tommy Lee, a role built on real martial arts philosophy and personal experience. Instead of relying solely on action, the movie introduced themes of family, discipline, and forgiveness, elements rarely explored in American martial arts films at the time. His career never exploded, and he returned with Best of the Best 2, 3 and 4, but his movie filmography is not very big, and Hollywood never really gave him the chance he deserved. Hollywood may have not given these actors the attention they deserved, but audiences did. Their films were rented, re-watched, and recommended for years because of the characters they brought to life and the energy they delivered on screen. They carried productions that didn't have blockbuster budgets, yet they still managed to leave a bigger impact than some studio-approved stars. Thanks for watching, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.